Yo, what is up, my dudes? My name is Storm Rose, and on this channel I put what's in here out there. And today, I'm talking about all of the popular books I haven't read. Here's a hint, it's a lot. So, I took time to write it out on a little post-it note. A majority of the books I have not read, or a majority of the popular books I have not read. And I know I'm probably missing some. One, there's only so much room on a little piece of post-it paper, you feel? And two, I just could not remember them all because there's so many. And if I happen to think of some that aren't on here while I'm doing this video, I might mention them, but I'm not kidding when I tell you it's a lot. And there's a couple series or a couple books in here that I don't think I have a plan to read, like ever. Yeah. So I'll let you know when those are. But I'm gonna try and go somewhat fast because this is a lot of books. So here we go. I have not read Game of Thrones, which I know that's not like a huge thing. Like there's a lot of people that haven't read Game of Thrones, they only watch Game of Thrones. But I didn't want to watch Game of Thrones until I'd read Game of Thrones. That's just how I am. If I don't read the book before I watch the show, I'll be less inclined to read it because I just can't do spoilers, like, at all. I also have not read Outlander. That's not like a huge popular series, but like I know that Tashopolis really likes them, and then like a lot of people like them or like read them because of her recommendation. And I don't know, I kind of want to read them. I'm not a huge romance person, but at the same time, like, I don't know, if I check them out sometime, I might. I have not read And I Darken, but I really want to. I haven't read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, again, really want to. Most of these I really want to read, but haven't read Daisy Jones. Not sure how bad I want to read that one. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, and I don't know. I have not read The Dark Artifices. If you've watched my channel before, you might have seen me mention how I just struggled to stay in the Shadowhunter world for that long. Like, because I read the whole Mortal Instrument series along with the Mortal Devices. Immortal Devices? Infernal Devices, there it is. So I read both of those together in like the weird pattern thing that everyone suggests you're supposed to read it in. And that was just so much for me, like so much Shadowhunter world, because I don't like staying in the same world for so long. That's why I read books, is to go to different worlds. So that was not good for me. So it might be a while before I hit The Dark Artifices, but I'm sure I'll read them at some point because everybody loves them so much. I'll feel like an idiot if I don't read them. Nevernight, there was a lot of hype about that like a month or so ago when Leo Reads and that whole group was reading it together, like they were doing like a buddy read thing, and they made it sound super dope, but I haven't read those yet. A Court of Thorn and Roses. So if I say the first book of a series, I haven't read the whole series, obviously. So haven't read that series. I intend to get to it. If you watch my reading vlog, you would see that I just started the Daughter of, Smoke and Bone? I wanted to say Shadow and Bone. No, Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I just started that series, so then I can read the other Grishaverse books. Is that the Raven cycle or something? The other one by Laini Taylor, I think is what her name is, isn't it? God, I'm Yes, I'm gonna make myself sound like an idiot because I can't remember things. But I can start those now, but I've only read one of them, and the second one is still not back in my library. So, kind of rude. Shadow and Bone, I really need to read that series. Have not. Would like to. Have not. Red, White, and Royal Blue. I feel like everyone's read that, and I still haven't. Truth Witch. That one actually, like, looked really dope, like, before I even knew that, like, a lot of people watched it. Like, I stumbled across it on Goodreads, and I was like, ooh, that looks dope. And then so I put, like, the whole series in my want to read, and then I saw it on other people's channels, and I was like, oh, cool. Children of Blood and Bone. I feel like that's a really important book, and I still have not read it. We can say Priory, because I only read half of it. I haven't got to finish it yet. And I think I'm going to throw it into my July TBR, because it fits into something that I'm going to be doing. Hint, hint. Throne of Glass. I haven't read that series. I really, really want to read that series. I've had it in like a couple of TBRs. I just can't find the book. I don't think my library has it. I might have to do like the read any book online, like free thing, which is really tedious, but yeah. And I also have not read Vampire Academy. I went to start that one on the read any book online because I didn't find that at my local library either. I'm sure. No, it was, they didn't have the first, they only had the last one in. All the rest of them were out. So, not about that. So, and I was trying to go ahead and read it along with, like, Aphrodite Reads, and all she was reading with, I think it was Carly's books. I was gonna try and, like, read along with them so I could see their thoughts as I had my thoughts, but I don't know if that's gonna happen, because just reading an ebook online is so tedious. And I don't really like ebooks either, so I haven't read Twilight. Do I want to read Twilight? Maybe. Just to say that I have. I haven't read Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. I was supposed to read that 2 years ago. My buddy has it, and I said I was going to borrow it, and then I never did. What is wrong with me? I don't know. I haven't read To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Don't know if I'm going to read that. Not a huge romance person, not a big contemporary person. I don't know. Maybe. Six of Crows. Haven't read that. Duology. That's a duology, right? Yeah, I haven't read that. Want to read that. Raven Cycle. Need to read that. Scythe. Or Scythe. I don't know. Aphrodite Reads loved that one, so I feel like I should definitely read that at some point. Autobiography. I feel like everybody has that on their shelves, and I haven't read that. Strange the Dreamer. Haven't read that. Cruel Prince. Haven't read that. What's the other one? King of Scars. That's like all in the same general. Haven't read that one either. But I think you have to read something else before King of Scars anyways. Darkest Minds. That's been on my list for a while, and I still haven't got to read it. Because my dad rented the first movie, which usually is a no-no, but I just loved it so much. And I'd heard of The Darkest Minds before, but I don't know, it just never, like, settled in my mind what it actually was. And then I watched the movie, and I was like, ooh, I need to read that series. So, Shatter Me. Really don't have any intention of reading that series at all, because a lot of the people I've noticed have, like, similar tastes to me, have disliked it. And I don't know, I've just heard a couple things that I'm like, really not that interested. But if somebody, like, batters me into doing it at some point, maybe I'll end up reading it, I guess. Maybe I'll end up doing a video where I read books that I know I'm going to hate or something like that, if I was that brave. Girls with Paper and Fire. I'm interested in reading that. Hush Hush. I think that's like an older, everybody read that, but I'd still need to read that. The Diviners. Need to read that. The Wicked Deep. Need to read that. Darker Shade of Magic. Vicious. Turtles All the Way Down. Eleanor and Park. You know, all of those. I haven't read The Fault in Our Stars either. Caraval. I feel like everybody's read that. Call Me By Your Name. That's like a newer one, if I'm not mistaken. But I haven't read that. To Kill a Kingdom, haven't read that. Wicked Saints, I haven't read that. Song of Achilles, haven't read that. Miss Peregrine's Thing, haven't read that. Illuminae, nope. Uglies, nope. The Milk and Honey poem thing, never read that. And I feel like even like the people at my school that don't read have read that, so that's pretty yikers on my part. And Everything, I have not read that. So that's all on my list. There's a couple others that I'm like thinking of that I haven't read. Like Pride and Prejudice. I don't know if that necessarily counts because that's like a classic. And there's a lot of classics I haven't read, but I think I'm going to try and do like the kind of thing that Leo Reeds does, where she reads like a classic a month. I might do that like at the start of the school year when I have access to another library for college. I'm sure they have like the classics in there, right? Yeah, so I might try and do something like that. But yeah, so now you know how confused I am watching everyone's videos. I have no idea what they're talking about any of these books because I haven't read them. It's pretty bad. With that, I bid you adieu till the next howdy do. Peace. See ya.